Well, hey folks, Real Honesty with Jermitlin. I'm Jermitlin. The Derb is getting his new place in order. I am doing a solo review of Raw London tonight. Want to send a quick shout out to the Derb. Thank you so much for being my best friend, my co-host, brother from another mother. So happy for you. Can't wait to see your new place. Gonna be awesome. Guy's definitely earned it. Hard worker, great human being. Just wanted to say that. Now, oh boy, Raw London was bad. Oh boy, this was bad. No fault of the crowd. The crowd had as much energy as they could. WWE was obviously muting them, muting when they were booing Reigns and some others, and muting like even cheering of like some others, or even dubbing in some cheering for some segments when it was obvious they were just sitting on their hands. And I'm not saying there weren't sections of the crowd that weren't passionate. I wasn't there. Obviously, it would have been rather difficult for me to be there and then cut a review sometime later, especially this soon after the show. But I'm sorry, this was bad. May tends to be a month where WWE puts out some bad Raws, and this is no fault of the talent. I can only imagine how tough this tour has been, and they've had some great houses and done some great business. This was bad. And it's really, really sad because the UK fan base is so passionate, and they really should have been allowed to just not be muted at all. And it was so obvious. They recapped this whole thing, and I'm just going to go through the bullet points of this show as best I can, so I don't know if this review will be that long, but you had recaps of the whole thing with Ronda Rousey at this NBC red carpet event, and it was Ronda Rousey and then Charlotte were they kind of buddy-buddy, and then Nia was talking to her and like, oh, hey, you know, it's like, I get to pick my next challenger, and I choose you. It's like a Pokeball thing. I choose you, Ronda Rousey. And then Ronda just starts pointing. You know, that would actually be what Ronda's Pokemon pose would be. Poke pose, if you will. They recapped this stuff 3 goddamn times. I'm going to say this much. I'm not as down on Ronda getting a shot at Nia because Nia chose her. Nia wanted to go against somebody who has a legit background. Okay, Ronda's only had 1 match. I totally get it, but they have all these women in other feuds. Natty's going to cost her the match anyway. And they're going to have Natty go heel, and then they're going to have Natty versus Ronda Battleground, and then Ronda will be in some big match at SummerSlam. She's not going to get the title yet. I'd be very, very shocked if Ronda gets the title anytime before Survivor Series. If not, just until Mania. Maybe she beats Charlotte for it, because Charlotte will eventually gain it from Carmella. God help us if Carmella has the title for very long, but Jesus Christ. I mean, they recapped this 3 times. They recapped stuff with Roman Reigns and whatever, but oh my God, so many boos for Reigns. Thank you, London. I'm not saying that Reigns is a bad guy. He's not, but this isn't working. Is he a terrible human being? No. To me, he's a Samoan Lex Luger as far as his interest level. I have 0 interest in Reigns. I'm not saying that the guy is as bad as Lex Luger. He's had better matches than Luger. He's able to have a good feud here and there, and his feud with Strowman, honest to God, was one of the best feuds that WWE has put on in a number of years. But, you know, I love you, London. Really, I do. Thank you for booing Reigns. I mean, even though they tried to mute, you could clearly tell that Reigns was getting booed out of the building. Kurt still cannot say WWE. Reigns will get no more Money in the Bank opportunities. Hooray. And then of course, he says, well, I'm going to leave, you know, and take care of business. Nah. Hey, goodbye. Hey, goodbye. Like, I can't sing it at all. That was really funny that London did that. And then him and Jinder Mahal brawl backstage. Good. Don't care about this feud. They're going to really go with this match at Money in the Bank. Is Vince that desperate to have Reigns cheered that he's going to have Jinder? That he's going to have fucking Jinder face Reigns? And I'm no fan of Jinder. I don't think Jinder's that good. But this is a piss break match because Jinder has meant less and less as time has gone on. Now, granted, okay, he did beat Chad Gable last week in a passable match. He's not in Money in the Bank. Reigns is in Money in the Bank. This is the best you're going to do with them. This is how desperate you are to get Reigns cheered. This is crap. I mean, this is crap. Because fans are going to shit all over this anyway. They might cheer Jinder, which is the opposite effect of what they want. Booking has ruined Reigns, and Reigns has ruined Reigns. Sorry, but his character has not evolved in 4 years. It definitely hasn't evolved in the last 3 years, and especially the last 4 WrestleMania main events. It just hasn't. From Mania 31 to Mania 34, he's actually gone backwards as far as like his credibility. I'm not saying that he can't carry a good match, but this is like a last-ditch effort. And they're probably still going to give him the Universal title around SummerSlam, or rumors that Brock may hold the title till WrestleMania 35. Terrible idea, because it's going to be a 2-year title reign, just to really piss off everybody. I mean, that's rumors. I don't know. I still think Lesnar's going to drop it at SummerSlam, because I think that would be best. He would have already broken Punk's record. Not the same title. Doesn't matter. Vince is petty enough. You fucking know he is. But then, so Jinder and Reigns battle backstage, and then it looks like, Jinder's ribs are hurt, and Reigns beats him up on stage, and the crowd still doesn't give a shit. And Jamie Noble looked like he was frustrated. I don't know, thinking, man, I could have been banging Nydia in a trailer park, but instead I'm doing this. I mean, call back to a storyline where Nydia actually deserved a whole lot better than she got. Rollins versus Owens in the match of the night. Big shock. Seth Rollins opening the show in the first match, or having the opening match and being the best match of the night. The very, very loud Burn It Down. Really good stuff. Can't wait to see just how loud those get. Hey, who knows? If they happen to have a show in Seattle, maybe I'll go watch, and maybe I'll try to yell Burn It Down and pass out from exhaustion, because I'll be so hyped. This should have been Pete Dunne or Tyler Bate or even Neville. I mean, I don't think Neville's ever going to come back to WWE, but this should have been a UK guy. I get the storyline. I get why it was Kevin Owens. But at the same time, it should have been Pete Dunne or somebody from the UK that would have gotten a huge pop, and it would have been a unique matchup. It is what it is. Rollins is going to win anyway, but it should have been a UK guy. But I got why they had Kevin Owens here. Stop with the apron spots. Stop with them. Stop with the damn apron spots. It was good enough. It was given around 20 minutes. Seth Rollins gets the win. Cool. And then Owens lets this play into something later where he wants, another rematch. More Nia and Rousey stuff. Okay, it's official for Money in the Bank. Okay, you know what? I'm not going to be as down on the match as other people. I don't think Nia is that good. I think Ronda will try, but Natty will cost Nia. Or not cost Nia, but will cost Ronda. And then you will build on that thing that I talked about before. Kathy Kelly is just unbelievable. Finn really does have the luck of the Irish as she strokes his clover. Yes, I'm going a little dirty here just for fun. Not a very, very good. It's not very good. You had Bo and Axel. They're called the B team. You can call the B team, not the B's. Oh, they're in my eyes. Terrible, terrible rendition of the Nicolas Cage Wicker Man quote. Check that movie out if you haven't. Actually, don't. It's rubbish. Actually, do if you want to be drunk, or just watch it with a bunch of friends and make fun of it. I don't drink, so I wouldn't know what that's like. Rude versus Corbin versus No Way Jose. It was Money in the Bank 3-way. It was because this is a weird mix of styles. And Corbin didn't get pinned. No Way Jose did. So you got No Way Jose taking, I think this is like the third week in a row he's taking a pin, at least the second week. They've already reduced him to Jobberville. I mean, he was basically a jobber in NXT anyway and hadn't really been doing much of anything for the past few months. Last time I remember him, Lars Sullivan beat him up. But boy, I mean, No Way Jose, he's falling faster than Adam Rose. And I think No Way Jose is a great athlete. The gimmick's dead in the water, but I love No Way Jose. I think the guy's a tremendous talent. Okay, Rude pin No Way Jose, whatever. Corbin and No Way Jose are feuding because Corbin's push continues to recede just like his hairline. And I'm one to talk about receding hairlines, but at least I embrace it. That's why I keep my hair short. It was, Rude won, cool, okay. Rude really needs to go heel at some point. He seems to be enjoying himself, and that's great. I'm sure he's earning great money, but I wish he would go heel. Have him go heel sometime around SummerSlam. Because he's been a babyface. He will have been a babyface by that point for nearly a year. Because I think he showed up on the SmackDown right after SummerSlam, if I remember right. Right after TakeOver Brooklyn 3. So hopefully that happens. Just, he's better as a heel. I'm not saying he's a bad babyface. I'm sure he's a likable guy. He's better as a heel. And Jinder, of course, is saying, I'll be in the match. He's in the trainer's room. Ice on his ribs. And he'll be in the match. And Kurt's making sure and whatever. And this stuff went on for minutes. And Owens is talking to Kurt and saying, before this, Owens is saying, I will call Stephanie McMahon. I will play the Steph card. Kurt is Steph's bitch. Get the McMahon. We need the McMahons off TV. The influence off TV. We need Shane off TV. We need all this stuff off TV. We don't need the McMahons on TV all that much anymore. They aren't interesting. They are in small doses. Vince is good for a pop. Shane would be good for a pop. Stephanie would be good for a heat, for heat, for a heat spot if you kept it short and sweet, but it's not working. So even when she's not on TV, she's plaguing up, and butchering Raw. So Owens basically gets added to the three-way match that was later in the night. And the Fashion Popo versus the B-Team, Bo and Axel, and the B-Team won, and the crowd popped, and it was cool, and the Fashion Popo, or, the Fashion Mr. Popo, as I call them, well, they're pretty much dead in the water, but it was what it was. It was a serviceable match. B-Team won. Cool. Okay, now they feel they deserve a tag title shot, which they will probably get, and then promptly lose, and then whatever, or watch, oh God, they're going to be the team to beat Bray and Matt. Oh God. Charlie there interviewing. Charlie didn't really do that much, and she didn't eye Axel and Bo as much as she's eyed other guys and girls. Charlie doesn't seem to care. She doesn't seem to have any bias, and that's fine. Sasha, Natty, and Ember versus the Riot Squad. The crowd died during this. They had a few moments where they seemed energetic. Maybe it was the muting. I don't know. Natty at least got the victory. There were some sloppy spots. I hope that Liv was okay, because it looked like she got, knocked silly. Like, the wind got knocked out of her in this, broken up pinfall. I hope she's okay. I don't get the blue tongue Smurf thing. I don't get it at all. But whatever. Natty won. Cool. I don't know what they're doing with Sasha and Bayley, and I'll get to that in just a goddamn second. But yeah, the woken deleters. Again, happy Natty won. Ember's cool. I like everybody in this match, with the exception of Liv. I don't hate Liv. I just don't see anything special in her. But whatever. Anytime I get to see Ruby, Natty, and Sarah in a match, I'm all for it. It was a decent enough match. The woken deleters, the leaders of worlds. Beat the Revival, the poor broken Revival. Ugh, just the kiss of deletion, the fist of deletion, fists of the ring, any of this kind of fisting stuff you want to go with these jokes. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Then you had Bayley getting ready for her match, walking out to the ring, and Sasha's talking to her. Look, I don't care about this. They've ruined this. There's slow building, and then there's stop-start building. They have stop-started this so damn much. Creative seems to be forgetting about it. Sorry, people say, oh, they don't do long-term storylines. No, WWE doesn't do good long-term storylines. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they have stuff that ties in. NXT is a perfect example. But a lot of times they aren't very good with this. I'm sorry, it just wasn't very good. I want Bayley and Sasha to have a really classic match. If it happens at SummerSlam, great. And it should happen at SummerSlam, by the way. You cannot build this for a damn year. You can't. Because they were able to do it in NXT, one, because it was Now or TV, two, because they had better writers. Sorry, the Raw creative team and the SmackDown creative team, whoever the fuck is writing, they should be fired out of a cannon into the sun. But first, fire Kevin Dunn into the sun. Yes, Dunn son. Damn, son. But anyway, I don't know what I'm saying anymore clearly, but this whole thing with Bayley and such, just no. If it works out that they have a great match, I'm fantastic. I'm happy with it. And by the way, apologies if the camera's having a little bit of an issue. Still trying to figure out this S9, but yeah, just ridiculous. Ridiculous. I don't care about this. I try to, because I like both of them, especially as wrestlers, and I think Bayley deserves so much better creatively, but I'm just not sold on this anymore. Zayn is feuding with Lashley, and this is going to be bad. He is going to have Lashley's sisters on next week, and Lashley is dead as a babyface. Dead. That interview last week where he loves his sisters, nothing wrong with him loving his sisters. This is dead. You just turn the guy heel. Because they're already cheering Zayn. Even though they were kind of booing this segment, at least Zayn was over. Anytime they showed Lashley on TV, like the recaps of those, or, on the Titantron, anytime they show recaps of it, boos. Of course, Zayn says, next week I will have Lashley's sisters on Raw. Dear God, this is going to be like the old days segment. And the Bayley Alexa, This Is Your Life segment rolled into one, made worse. Thankfully, Vince Russo isn't writing this. Otherwise, it would somehow feature a miscarriage angle. Vince Russo is a pile of shit. There's my one per show. I'm going to start saying stuff like Vince Russo is a pile of shit and making a reference to it because he is. And hopefully people know that. But, of course, Zayn says, I will expose the real Bobby Lashley. Have we just stopped with phrasing? Are we not even doing that anymore? Shout out to the Archer fans there. Alexa versus Bayley versus Mickey. The crowd was bored. I don't know if they were doing the wave or what during this. All the ladies tried. Thankfully, Alexa seems to be okay. after her injury, which I think maybe was more played up and everything to like build sympathy because she seems okay. She, of course, does have her, she had her recent she had a recent enhancement surgery, and I'm not knocking her. Hopefully nothing happens to her like what happened to Charlotte, and that's unfortunate. It happened to Charlotte, the ruptured implant. Hopefully she recovers. Alexa got the win, pinning Bayley. Boy, they just don't care. They just don't care about Bayley. Sorry, they just don't. They've ruined her in record time on the main roster. They ruined her before Mania last year. It's so sad. Now, can Bayley be saved? Probably not. I hope she can, but probably not. At least in the short term. It's gonna take till Mania 35 at this rate, and they really gotta start building her better. But then you had Jinder Mahal stumble out with whatever signature was, Sunil, I think. I don't know. I don't care. And Reigns, this is after he gets out of the trainer's room, Jinder and Sunil do. And then Reigns spears Jinder through a breakaway wall. Stop trying to do this shit with Roman Reigns. It's not any good. It's not. I'm sorry. And I don't know, is this a hidden wall in the O2? Is the Ark of the Covenant in there? What the fuck's going on? Really? Honestly, like, what the fuck was this? Now, they did have a plug for SmackDown tomorrow where it's going to be Nakamura versus Styles for the title. Nakamura is going to win. Not that people didn't already arrive at that conclusion, but hell, I'm going to say it here on my video. Just for fun, Nakamura will win because AJ won the WWE title on foreign soil, beating Jinder in November of last year in London. And then Nakamura will beat AJ, saying, oh, you won it on foreign soil, now I won it on foreign soil. So you'll have the first guy do it and the second guy do it to capture the WWE Championship, win it on foreign soil. But the breakaway wall thing was shit. It was shit. And then another tag match, you had a random tag match, but it was Balor and Browner. I don't know what's going on here. Balor Club is for every Braun. There we go. There it is. That's the hashtag. Versus Drew and Dolph, WWE's Killer Elite Squad. At one point during the match, you had Drew. A lot of people forget just how big Drew is, but Drew and Braun were almost eye to eye. I mean, Braun's a little bit taller because he is legit taller, but that was pretty cool. And then, of course, you had Braun yell at Balor, "Get up, you're fine!" He didn't sound like an 80-year-old chain smoker, but that was pretty cool. And during this, it was a fine enough tag match. You had, by the way, the commentary was absolute ass tonight, with the exception of Graves. Booker is an example of why you don't put some wrestlers on commentary. And Cole, I'm sorry, Michael Cole is terrible at his job. Yes, he's being overproduced by Vince, but Michael Cole is rancid on commentary. Just absolutely fucking rancid. Get off TV. Put him in a producer role. Put somebody better on commentary. Not Morrow. Morrow's perfect for NXT. And I'll touch on that in the question show later. That I'll probably do sometime either this week or next week. So you guys are welcome to send me questions. I already have a page full. But go ahead and send me that. I'll either do it this week or next week. At one point, Braun goes and chases Drew out, knocks him over. Trophy, RIP, Greatest Royal Rumble trophy. WrestleMania 4, Bret Hart takes his hat off to you. Bret Hart, of course, gave that trophy spot a 4 out of 10. I love Bret. Please don't hurt me. Then we had Lashley versus Elias versus Kevin Owens, since Jinder could not compete. Ugh, so many boos for Lashley. They did, of course, have a chant. London did have a chant, Bobby's sisters. Thank you, London. You again were awesome. Zayn attacks Lashley during the match. Owens pins Elias. Elias tried to do a concert during the whole match, or during part of the match, which was pretty cool. And Lashley just got super. Lashley is torpedoed as babyface. I mean, I'm not saying it's his fault. He's done as a babyface. The guy's a freakish athlete. But anyway, D. I'm not against the people that they put in the Money in the Bank qualifying matches, but this was a lazy Raw. It was lazily booked, lazily written, and the fact that they made any reference to Stephanie, it's ridiculous. Owens being a conniving heel is fine, but playing up the Stephanie card, we don't need the McMahons on TV. And I'm sorry, but Reigns versus Jinder does nothing for me. It's not interesting. So anyway, that's why I gotta say D. I'm giving this show what I want to give to Asuka and Becky. I want to give it to D. So anyway, agreed, disagreed, what I said. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Twitter link in the description. It's been Real Honesty with Jar Mifflin. I'm Jar Mifflin. I will see you tomorrow.